Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Daily Rates Live with the Mortgage Calculator. So today we're going to go through our live mortgage rates, and we're also going to do a deep dive into 1099 loans. So great topic here for today. We're just waiting a moment here to go live on all the different platforms. I see comments already coming in. Definitely appreciate it. Go ahead and keep dropping your comments there in the chat as we go through. And it looks like we're live on all the different platforms, so we will go ahead and get it started. We'll take the chat off the screen for now, but keep dropping any comments, keep dropping any questions you have as we go through the presentation here today. So welcome, everyone. My name is Kyle Hershey. I'm the COO of the Mortgage Calculator, joined here by our president, Nick Hershey, and our sales manager, Jose Gonzalez. We are a lender that specializes in non-QM loans. And what we do every weekday at 11 a.m. Eastern on this show is go through our live rates, and then we do a deep dive into a different loan topic. Today's topic is going to be 1099 loans, something we're very familiar with here at the Mortgage Calculator because we specialize in non-QM loans. So it's definitely a tool that we use a lot. So we'll talk about that here shortly, but before we do that, let's pull up our live rates. So Nick, if you're ready, let's go ahead and see what the rates are looking like this morning.
All right, so before I pull this up, we will check out the rates and compare across the programs for today, July 2nd, just after 11 a.m. And all of our standard programs have some live rates issued today. Definitely markets are not going in our favor today. We will compare the APR across all the programs for a basic scenario. If you'd like a full breakdown of all the fees that go into the APR, please get with our team members. They can give you an itemized loan estimate. Scenario we will use a standard single family home. We'll use 500,000 purchase price, 400,000 loan amount for 80% loan to value, 20% down payment. Set all of the demos here to a 760 estimated credit score and an estimated 40% debt to income ratio. So those are the basic settings. Let me go ahead and share my screen, make it big, and we'll check out the rates for today. So the first option we always go over, typically the most common loan most people think of, a 30-year fixed conventional loan for a primary home. Rates today come in at 6.875, APR up over 7 again, 7.185. Unfortunately, we were quite a bit lower a couple weeks ago. Hopefully we see that go back down. Now, if for any reason our customer doesn't qualify for conventional, the next option we typically want to quote is an FHA option. FHA allows more leniency on credit issues, as well as a higher debt to income ratio. However, it does have yearly and upfront mortgage insurance that is required. FHA comes in at 5.99, and when you include all the fees, the APR comes in at 6.960. So if we compare these side by side, if our customer qualifies for both and is willing to take on the mortgage insurance, FHA could be a good option. And our customers that can only use FHA, definitely great to see these are almost identical. Now, our next option for our eligible vets and active service members is our VA loans. So for our eligible borrowers, these are great options, rates as low as 6.124. Final APR comes in at 6.451 for our vets here. And as you can see, if they're comparing to FHA or conventional, VA is much better and always preferred for our eligible vets. And the final agency government option is a USDA program, which is only eligible for USDA areas of the country, typically the rural areas. So if our borrower and property is eligible, this is a good option to consider. Rates as low as 5.99. APR comes in at 6.748 with all of the fees included. So usually our customers shopping in these rural areas will be comparing an FHA, which USDA is better than, as well as comparing to a conventional, which USDA is better. So great option for those properties and borrowers that do fit. Now, those are our standard options that every bank or lender typically has. But if our customer doesn't qualify, many other banks or lenders will have to deny them. That's where we love to start presenting our additional options, such as our 30-year fixed non-QM alt-doc options for a primary home. So if our borrower doesn't qualify conventional or any of these other options, many other banks or lenders will have to deny them, but we can use alternative docs for that same borrower, such as bank statements, 1099, our topic for today, asset related, P&L, all kinds of different options we can do. And this option here is typically a bank statement or similar. The most common option comes in today at 6.99 rate. Final APR 7.309, almost identical to conventional because conventional did bump up quite a bit the last couple of days. So you see non-QM stays pretty steady. That's one reason why we love it. Great options, very, very comparable, especially today, to use alt docs. Now moving on to our investment options. Our first investment option here, lots of flexibility. Our first options for non-QM alt docs for investment property. So again, bank statement or similar typically. The lowest rate option, 7.375. Final APR comes in at 7.705. So we'll compare these options to our other investment options. So first up here is our conventional. Remember, government programs, FHA, VA, USDA do not work for investment properties, but conventional does have an option. So 30-year fixed conventional for investment comes in at 7.25 today. Final APR 7.611. So just a little bit less than the non-QM alt doc options. But we always recommend our customers check out our favorite programs, our DSCR. No income needed, no employment needed. We simply use the estimated rents from the appraisal for the property to determine a DSCR value. If the estimated rents can cover the expenses, aka the property with cash flow, that's a ratio over 1, which is preferred. For all the demos, we put a ratio of 1.5 so we could see all the programs. So first up is our DSCR with a 3-year prepayment penalty option, which is pretty standard. Rates come in at 7.124 today. Final APR 7.470, which beats conventional. Absolutely amazing. And we have some programs that even allow a 5-year prepay to make it even better. So with a 5-year prepayment penalty, we have DSCR options as low as 6.875. Final APR comes in at 7.175, which again blows conventional and alt doc out of the water. And our final option here for DSCR is a no prepayment penalty option. Some states don't allow prepayment penalties, and some borrowers do not prefer them. Rates as low as 7.5 for those options. Final APR 8.008. So notice that's a touch higher than conventional, but many investors prefer DSCR loans. No documents, no employment needed for that type of thing. Now our final 2 options here are pretty cool new options. These are products that have been released because a lot of our customers have a low rate first mortgage. So in order to get cash out, many customers don't want to touch their first mortgage. So we have 30-year fixed second mortgages for a primary home here, where a customer can still get cash out, not touch their low rate first mortgage. And their second mortgage fixed is not a HELOC. It's not adjustable. So the rates are typically better here. So rates as low as 8.75, final APR 9.204 to get cash out of a primary home. And these are non-QM programs, so we can even use bank statements and similar for this. And same program for an investment property. So our investors out there, not a lot of HELOCs out there even allow investment properties. And many investors have a lower rate first mortgage and want to still get cash out. That's where this product comes in. Rates as low as 9.2 to get cash out of an investment property as a second mortgage. So those are our options we go through today. But Jose will have our deep dive topic into 1099 loans. So 1099s is a specific set of our non-QM options. And you see when I do the live demo every day, we don't always get to break those apart and go through each one. So today, Jose will break down all of the ways to use 1099s. Probably not the best priced option always, and Jose will explain that, but one of the best tools that we have, so often overlooked. So Jose, let's find some reasons to use this program.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you for joining us for Daily Mortgage Rates Live with the Mortgage Calculator. 1099 loans are for our self-employed borrowers only. Now, 1099 loans will be the simplest full doc type loan. Obviously, we're using 1099 as the income verification method. They're going to be the simplest method because simply we use 90% of the face amount of the 1099 as the income. So there is only a 10% expense factor on 1099 loans. So that doesn't get you thinking 1099 is a way to go for my self-employed borrowers. Well, so bank statement loans come with a default 50% expense factor, and only through verification of certain items like number of employees, service business, or production business are you able to increase the profit margin, or should I say decrease the expense factor to the minimum 20% or maximum 80% profit that you can use from the deposit, right? So 80% max ever for bank statement loan, 90% always for a 1099 loan. Now, the 1099 loans are for borrowers who receive a 1099. So not all self-employed borrowers do receive a 1099, but a common example of a self-employed borrower that does receive a 1099 is real estate agents. All real estate agents receive 1099s from their broker. So 1099 loans are available for primary, second homes, and investment properties. 90% LTV is the max. As always, never any mortgage insurance applicable for any non-QM loans. 85% LTV is the maximum for investment. So let me go ahead and share my options with you today. Let me make this a little bigger here. Oh, now I froze, so let's give it a second, folks. Okay, our first option is for 90% primary purchase, 8.99%, or should I say 8.999%. Don't want to leave out that last 9, is our lowest cost option at a cost of 1.4 points. And you can buy that down all the way to 8.625 at a cost of 2.275 points for a primary purchase, 90% LTV. So now we are showing you the 85% LTV option. Put a little context into the rates, as 90% is the maximum LTV and obviously is going to have a higher rate and or cost. So at our 85% LTV option, now we have 8.5% lowest cost option at a cost of 2.5 points. And you can buy that down to 7.875 at a cost of 2.15 points. And our 80% LTV primary purchase option, which is the standard LTV for this non-standard product. Now you see how much better the cost and rates get, because now 7.625 actually has a lender credit of 0.1. And you can buy that down all the way to 7%. Pretty amazing. And our low credit score option, with a 600 credit score, we can still attain 75% LTV for our primary purchase. And 11.125 is our lowest cost option, and 9.999 is our lowest cost option. 11.125 lowest cost option, 9.99 lowest rate option at 2.4 points. And our investment options, 85% LTV is the maximum LTV. 8.125 is the lowest cost option, and you can buy that down to 7.25%. This is our 1099 option with a 5-year prepay. All of the investment options I'm showing today are with 5-year prepay, which is going to give you the best rate option. Now our 80% option, again, at the more standard rate for this non-standard product, you can see how much better it gets now. 8.125 is at par, our lowest cost option, and you can buy that down all the way to 6.75% at a cost of 3.4 points. And our low credit score option, with a 600 credit score at a 75% LTV for our investment property purchase, and 10.999 is our lowest cost option at par, and you can buy that down all the way to 9.375. And now for some cash out options. Our first example here is for the maximum LTV, 85% LTV primary cash out option. 9.25% is our lowest cost option at a cost of 0.775. 8.75 is our lowest rate option at a cost of 2.275. primary cash out refi at an 80%. Again, our more standard option. 8.625 is our lowest cost option at par. 7.5% is our lowest rate option for a primary cash out at an 80% LTV. And our low credit score primary cash out option with our 600 credit score, which is our minimum for all of our alt doc products. 575 is our minimum for our DSCR. So in this case here, 11.499 is our lowest cost option at a cost of 1.4 points. And 10.999 is our lowest rate option at a cost of 2.4 points for our 600 credit score option. And our last two options are investment cash out refis. 80% is our maximum LTV for our investment cash out refi. 8.5% is our lowest cost option at par. 6.999 is our lowest rate option at a cost of 3.4 points. And our last option here is our low credit score, 600 credit score option at a 75% LTV for a cash out refi for your investment property. 11.499 is our lowest cost option at a cost of 1.15 points. And 10.375% is our lowest rate option at a cost of 3.4 points for your investment property, 75% LTV cash out with a 600 credit score. So do look to the mortgage calculator for all your 1099 loans, as well as alt doc, DSCR, and everything else under the sun.
All right, great. I do not see any questions here, so I think we can go ahead and wrap it up. Appreciate everybody tuning in. Remember, we do this every weekday at 11 a.m. Eastern, where we go through our live rates and then do a deep dive into a different topic. We will not have a show this Thursday because it is July 4th, but we will see you tomorrow. So thank you, everybody.